Hi, my name is Vishal Ganesh. I was runner-up in the Georgia State Geography Bee and placed 6th in the nation in the U.S. Middle School Geography Olympiad. Today, I'm here to share a few tips with you on how to study for the National Geographic Bee and other geography competitions. Unlike subjects taught in school, there's no set curriculum to study for the Geography Bee, so I'm sure many of you have questions on how to study or where to study from. This video will attempt to answer some of these questions and help both beginners and experienced veterans on their path to success in the Geography Bee. For those just beginning their journey in preparing for the competition, studying for the Geography Bee is a long process that takes a lot of dedication. However, before you jump into the studying process, make sure that geography is something that you are truly interested in. For the parents who want their kids to compete in geography bee competitions, don't force your kid to learn geography. Don't make them study for the competition like it's another chore. Studying geography should never be like a chore. It should be an enjoyable activity that you really love. Instead, for parents, especially of younger children, I would try to instill an interest in geography in your child. Have them play fun geography games and other activities that are not too easy for them, but at the same time not too challenging. Make geography a fun activity that keeps them coming back for more and more. The last thing you want to do as a parent is force your kid to study, as it is only a recipe for burning out and may even lead to them hating the subject. So if you are a parent of a young child, don't immediately try to go out and look for 100 study resources and force your kid to sit down and study. Instead, play fun geography games with them, like small puzzles that get your kid interested in the subject. For example, one challenge that my parents gave me when I was younger was to memorize the capitals of 20 countries in the world in 1 week. This was a memory challenge and was not too easy, but not too hard either. After I completed this challenge, I was interested and I wanted to come back and do another one. And after the next challenge, I again wanted to do another one. This cycle went on slowly and steadily, and my interest in geography grew. After some time, when I was really interested in the subject, I slowly began to do more specific preparation for the geography competition itself. When your child is at a stage where you think he or she is interested enough to study for the competition, the first thing you should have them do is learn all the countries in the world, where they are located, and what their capitals are. A wall map is an excellent source that you can use to do this, and I would strongly suggest you buy one to aid you in your preparation. Other sources are great in this process too, such as a world map jigsaw puzzle. The child should go slowly and steadily, but eventually he or she will have a mental map of the world and know what each country's capital is. This first step will take some time, but it is most definitely worth it, as it will provide a solid foundation on which the child can build when they go even deeper into the studying process. This will also act as a gauge, which you as a parent can use to see if your kid is interested in continuing their preparation further. For those of you who are experienced veterans in the Geography Bee, here are a few tips for you on ways and resources to study. Now, there are several methods to study for the Geography Bee. The method that I found most effective, and the method that many geography coaches will recommend, is to make a template and fill it out for each country. So, here is an example of a template. As you can see, this template covers several political and geographical features, such as major cities, rivers, mountains, and lakes. The template also covers culture and important landmarks in its festivals and national park sections, as questions in these categories sometimes come up during competitions. Using a template like this, you would go continent by continent and fill out the template for each country in the continent that you were working on. Let's say, for example, you want to work on South America. The first state, you might say, I want to do Ecuador. So you would go onto the internet or other study resources, and you would research the geography facts of Ecuador and fill out this template. And then that day you would study this information. And then the next day you might do the next South American country, Colombia or Peru, and then so on and so forth until you're done with South America. And then you would move on to the next continent, North America or Africa. If you are studying for the National Geography Bee, I would suggest you do the same process for each US state also. At the end of every week, or every 5 countries, or any other increment of time that you decide on, have a review day that you dedicate to going over the countries of that past week and the previous weeks. This will help you retain information even further. You can use a variety of sources to fill out your template, such as books or websites. Just make sure that whatever source you use is trustworthy and reliable. Before you fully trust a source, compare information from that source to other sources to make sure you don't get incorrect information. As for trustworthy sources that you can use, I will share a few of them at the end of this video. So, when you learn something in the template that is new to you, like a new river or mountain, try to learn something extra about that feature, like how it was created or its history. Learning this extra piece of information helps your brain build connections and remember these places better, allowing this new piece of information to stick to you even longer. A misconception about studying for the geography bee is that it is all about rote memorization. This is not true at all. If you simply try to memorize everything, you will forget most of the information. However, if you learn something extra about a piece of information, you will be able to remember it longer. Don't try to rush the process of filling out the template for each country. Remember, the more time you spend with one country, the longer you will remember the information you learn about that country. And it's the quality, not the quantity of the studying that matters. Remember, studying is a long process that requires a lot of time and sacrifice. The main thing is, you just have to keep working hard and putting in the effort. The fruits of your studying labor may not show immediately, but the work you put in now will pay off come competition time. As you get closer to the geography competition, you should try to answer as many questions as you can. By having someone ask you geography questions, you can understand what areas of the world you need to learn more about, and you can understand how to approach a question. You can also use it to simulate actual competition situations, so you won't be surprised by anything on competition day. Answering questions can even be a form of studying as you get closer to the bee. Many questions will have multiple clues or hints. If you don't know the answer to a question, or didn't know some of the hints that were given, write these hints down. Then go over them every so often to make sure that you know these facts. There are several books, websites, apps, and other sources that have questions that you can use for your preparation. The main thing is to make sure that the question source that you use is credible. I know Amazon.com offers several books with good geography questions with them. There are also many credible geography websites that have a large database of questions. There are a few apps too that are great sources, including the GeoB Now app. So, this is an app that I created specifically for kids who want to prepare for Geography Bee competitions. The app contains competition style questions in 5 levels of difficulty across a variety of categories. This is a free app that is available on Apple and Android devices, and I would strongly suggest downloading it and using its features in your preparation. Now, when it comes to the questions that you will encounter in the competition, firstly, you should be focused and attentive when a question is asked to you. Many geography bees ask questions with a lot of extraneous background information in them. The key is to look for the clue that you know the answer to and not get lost in the question. So here's an example of a question. Manatees are slow-moving aquatic mammals with large flippers and a strong tail. These animals feed primarily off of water plants, such as water grasses, weeds, and algae, and are today considered endangered due to hunters, motorboat accidents, and other human-related issues. These creatures also known as sea cows, are found off of the coast of what U.S. state that is home to Everglades National Park? When you read this question or listen to this question, the part that you should pay most attention to is the last part, where it says, what U.S. state that is home to Everglades National Park? Don't get caught up in the other information about the manatee or what it eats or any of the other extraneous information. Just look at that last part. And if you have studied your U.S. geography, you will know that Everglades National Park is a huge national park in southern Florida. So that is the answer to this question. Geography competitions will ask questions from various categories. Most questions that they have to ask deal with political geography. However, there are also questions that deal with culture, physical geography, country statistics, and various other aspects of geography. Many bees, especially in preliminary rounds, will ask you questions that'll want you to pick the right answer out of two or three choices given. The main thing is be ready for all kinds of questions at the bee by studying various aspects of geography. So, during the competition, you will probably encounter a question that you don't know the answer to. The way to answer these questions is to use the information you already know. For example, here's a question that you might encounter. The Yukon River runs through Canada and what US state? You might not know where the Yukon River is located. However, if you know that Yukon is the name of a territory in northern Canada, and that the only US state that borders the Yukon Territory is Alaska, you could safely guess that the answer is Alaska, and that is the correct answer. This way, you can use the information you already know to answer questions that you might not directly know the answer to. So, here are some of the sources that I would recommend you use to fill out your template or study from in general. The CIA World Factbook is an excellent source of information. They have facts and statistics about every country in the world and is an extremely helpful source for any Geography B contestant. This comes with the website and an app. The National Geographic website itself has a lot of information that you can use to study. The website also has a daily geography quiz that you can do. There's a YouTube channel called Geography Now that I'm sure many of you already know about. This is the channel that covers the political geography, physical geography, demographics, and international relations of each country. This channel is an amazing source of information for anyone studying for the competition. There's a website called the Encyclopedia of the Nations. This website, although slightly outdated, is a great source to learn about the important physical features of a country, like its lakes or rivers. The geography section of thoughtcode.com and worldatlas.com are other great sources that I would suggest using. Finally, a simple world map is your best friend when it comes to preparation. It gives you an idea where places are and helps you study more efficiently. One way that I use the world map is that I put a plastic cover over the map, and then whenever I learned about a new place, I would mark that place on the map with a whiteboard marker. This helped me remember these places much, much better. These are just a few sources that I found very beneficial. I know there are many more great sources that you can use, and I suggest you look for other sources to see which ones suit you the best. As long as the information on the source is accurate, you can use it for your preparation. For those of you new to the Geography Bee, I hope this video gave you an understanding on where to start in your journey and how to build your child's interest in geography before beginning any specific preparation. And for those of you who are seasoned veterans, I hope I was able to share with you some new studying strategies, some insight on how geography questions are asked, and some good study resources. Thank you all for watching, and I wish you all good luck in your future Geography Bee competitions.